The paper trail they couldn't erase. If a thing this big brushed a government program, the evidence wouldn't be in speeches. It would be in paperwork that forgot it was part of a story. We started with what's public, declassified Stargate-era memos where the language is antiseptic and the stakes leak through anyway. One stood out because of timing, not tone, issued right after those last sessions, a moratorium on open-ended future tasking. It cites viewer welfare, expectation contamination, and data integrity. It doesn't mention a wave. It closes the door they'd cracked. Budgets tell on themselves. Not the glossy lines, the anomalies. Small, steady transfers toward coastal resilience pilots, hidden under transportation, health, and information services. The line items read like housekeeping until you stack them. Feasibility for vertical evacuation in towns that never say tsunami. Overwash-resistant ingress at municipal buildings far from storm history. Substation elevations nudged inland behind phrases like all hazards continuity. It's plausible planning. It's also a footprint that lines up with his bracket. Procurement language shifted with an almost shy precision. Data centers that once bragged about ocean-cooled efficiency began asking for inland redundancy, EM shielding, and longer on-site fuel in appendices some evaluators never read. RFPs started to require salt mist isolation, 2 zip codes from the coast. That's space weather and surge mitigation without admitting either. You could call it climate foresight. The timing made it feel like someone had read a sealed page. Paper carries dissent, too. A meticulous analyst drafted a proposal to fold extreme coastal surge into public hazard messaging. Plain language, no dates, drills that name the thing. The email trail praised rigor, routed it to stakeholder review, and parked it. Her next assignment was inland flood modeling. The project died without a meeting. It's not a smoking gun. It's a familiar burial. We pulled state resilience plans that never use prophecy words and found maps that quietly expand red zones inland along river corridors, the same corridors he arrowed. Cascadia playbooks talk about subduction tsunamis and multi-month outages with the calm of engineers. They don't mention copper skies. They don't have to. They assume ports go first, grids by salt follow, hospitals blink before surge. A Federal Labs tabletop scenario for a 9-point offshore event modeled black starts for the western grid with recovery curves that look a lot like the timeline he scrawled, months, not weeks. Different inputs, same cadence. A microstory makes policy human. A coastal contractor got a spec to retrofit a small-town building, breakaway walls, elevated mechanicals, a top-floor refuge with independent comms and water. Wrong coast, he joked. The project manager didn't laugh. Build to paper. He poured the bolts, cut the breakaways, installed a VHF antenna he never photographed. Months later, a mild storm shaved their parking lot by 6 feet. He stopped joking. We kept forcing ourselves back to what's verifiable. CIA and DIA Stargate documents really do stress hygiene. Triple-blind protocols, no naming, viewer welfare, caution with unverifiable targets. Those are facts. NOAA and state hazard agencies really do publish run-up maps and vertical evacuation guidance for the Cascadia coast. National academies really do warn that extreme space weather can induce currents that damage transformers far from the event, and that the upper atmosphere swells during superstorms. Geophysics literature really does document shelf resonance and base seiches. Frequency and geometry amplify long waves. Evidence for tidal triggering of quakes is mixed. The strongest claims are modest and conditional. The Younger Dryas impact idea remains contested. We treated it as an example of abrupt change, not a linchpin. We marked contested, where it belongs, and let the rest stand.